tape recorder. The jungle. Someone pressed record. 44 minutes later, 918 people were dead. The FBI has never released all of it. November 18th, 1978. 900 Americans wake up in the rainforest of Guyana. They make breakfast, tend the fields. Some write letters home that will never be opened. By nightfall, the jungle will be completely silent. The question isn't just what happened, it's how. How does one man convince over 900 people, doctors, teachers, grandmothers, children, to follow him past the edge of the world? The answer is buried in the tape. James Warren Jones grew up in Depression-era Indiana. Absent father, overworked mother, a boy who felt like he belonged nowhere. He found his calling in outrage. Outrage at segregation, at poverty, at a country that told its most desperate people that suffering was divine. He built a church around that fury, fed the homeless, adopted children across racial lines at a time when doing so earned his family death threats. People didn't just follow him, they believed in him. By the 1960s, thousands of followers, mostly black, mostly poor, mostly failed by every system that should have caught them, called him father, prophet. Some called him God. Jones let them. And quietly, the mask began to slip. Members signed away homes, savings, wages. Families were separated. Mail was censored. When journalists started asking questions in 1977, Jones didn't answer. He moved 900 people to the jungle instead. Jonestown was supposed to be a utopia. On paper, a thriving socialist farm commune. In reality, armed guards at the perimeter, food rationed to near starvation, and Jones's voice blaring from loudspeakers at all hours, sermons, accusations, warnings, until his voice became indistinguishable from the jungle itself. Then came the drills, sirens in the dead of night. Everyone marched to the central pavilion, children included. Jones would tell them mercenaries were coming. One way out. He handed them cups, told them it was poison. They drank. Then he'd smile. Just a test, a loyalty test. You passed. He called them white knights. He ran them again and again until most of Jonestown had rehearsed their own deaths without fully understanding that's what they were doing. Then a U.S. congressman named Leo Ryan boarded a plane to find out the truth. He never made it home. Ryan arrived with journalists and cameras. Jones put on a show, dinner, entertainment, warm smiles. But that night, notes started appearing, slipped under doors, pressed into palms, scrawled on torn paper, "Help us, get us out." By morning, 15 people had quietly asked to leave. Then more. Jones visibly unraveled, hands trembling, voice cracking. One of his lieutenants lunged at Ryan with a knife inside the pavilion. Ryan escaped. His group reached the airstrip. The journalists never stopped filming. Armed men arrived in a truck. They opened fire. Congressman Leo Ryan, the only sitting U.S. congressman ever assassinated in the line of duty, was killed on that runway, along with 4 others. Back in the jungle, Jones gathered his people, and he pressed record. For years, the world called it a mass suicide. 900 broken, brainwashed people who simply chose to die. But listen to the tape. A woman named Christine Miller stands up and argues directly with Jones, calm, brave, refusing. She says there are other options. The crowd boos her silent. Then the tape clicks, cuts, resumes, multiple times across 44 minutes. Investigators noted the edits immediately. What was Jones cutting out? Because the forensic evidence told a different story. 70 or more people were injected with cyanide, not handed a cup. Armed guards surrounded the pavilion with orders to shoot anyone who ran. Over 300 of the dead were children. Children cannot consent to suicide. What happened in that jungle wasn't a mass suicide. It was the largest mass murder of American civilians in history until September 11th. Guyanese authorities arrived the next morning to find bodies carpeted across the compound. Hundreds of them, arms wrapped around each other. Above the stage, a sign still hung. Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Jones was found with a gunshot wound to the head, the one death he didn't have to sell to anyone else. The FBI recovered over 1,000 tapes from the compound. Tape Q042, 44 minutes, remains partially unreleased to this day. Survivors carried Jonestown forever. Some lost every member of their family. Others fled into the jungle that night, walking 30 miles through darkness as the compound went silent behind them. The only temple member tried in the US served 37 years before release in 2020. The jungle slowly swallowed Jonestown whole. In 2024, the Guyanese government announced plans to open the site as a tourist attraction. Some survivors are still fighting that decision. Jones didn't start as a monster. He started as someone people needed to believe in. That's what makes Jonestown so hard to look away from. Not the cyanide, not the bodies, not the tape with pieces still missing. It's the reminder that the most dangerous thing in the world isn't a weapon. It's an open door, and someone standing in it, telling you finally found home.